Hello there folks, Sharon here, and this is the best game I've played on Steam this year. This is FTL. This game is fantastic. I'm not the only one filming this. I've noticed a lot of people already putting videos up. A lot of them are going through the tutorial. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight into a new game and show you how it works from there. This here is my spaceship. There are multiple types of spaceship, but you've got to unlock them as you play through the game. I've not managed to unlock any despite playing for about 5 hours last night. So I've just got the basic ship, and it's got two layouts. Again, second one you have to unlock by completing these achievements, of which I've only managed one, because they're incredibly hard. These are your weapons you get, which are just standard. These are your systems. We'll go through these in detail later. And these are your crew, which you can customize and name. They can only choose humans at the start, so it has to be human. But I'm not going to bother because they die so easily, it's not worth renaming them. I will, however, rename the ship. And for the duration of this video, it shall be called Voyager. I'm also going to flick onto easy mode. This game's a roguelike. If you haven't played a roguelike before, you'll know there's really not a lot of difference between easy and normal mode. You're still going to die a hell of a lot. So we're going to go on easy and see how far I can make it before I die, and maybe a bit later I'll switch on to normal mode so it's a bit more challenging in the early stages. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so the data we carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleets. We're a Federation ship. We need supplies for the journey, so we have to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But to get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. So this is our ship. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send this little guy over here, which is the weapons room, and he's going to stand there and man that console. This means if we've got somebody manning the weapons, they will recharge faster. They will lock onto their targets faster, I should say. We'll send this little guy over here to the shield room, and the guy in the shield room means that your shields recharge faster. And this guy here is going to stay as the pilot. You have to have a pilot to jump to the next system. He doesn't have to be here. I can move him out now and it's not going to matter. But you'll notice we can no longer jump. So he has to be there if we want to move to another location. So that's my crew. Down here, this is my reactor power. This is how much power my ship's got. And this is the systems I can divert it to. So we have shields, engines, oxygen supply, which has to be on all the time, medical bay, which we don't really need right now. I could switch that off, it wouldn't even matter. And weapons. Our weapons are currently powered down, so we'll go ahead and power those up. And I'm going to swap their position in. This weapon here has 2 bars, it uses 2 power. It's a burst laser. It fires just little lasers at the enemy. And this is a missile, which bypasses their shields and hits their hull directly. And this only needs 1 power. Put it this way around, because if the weapon systems get hit by enemy fire, and it drops 1 bar, it will only knock off the missiles. We'll still have the lasers to attack with, which is far more useful. Over here are my subsystems. This is like navigation, so if this goes down, we can't leap to the next sector until it's repaired. This is my scanners. They allow me to see my ship. If this goes down, I'll only be able to see the rooms that my guys are stood in, so all the rest of the ship will go dark and I won't know what's going on in there. It can be very dangerous. It also lets me have a peek at some of the enemy systems, not everything though. And these are my doors, which we can open one by one, like that. You'll notice that room's gone pink, that means there's no oxygen in there. Over time it will tip back up because we have an oxygen supply. And these buttons allow you to open and close all doors. Before we even start to jump, we're going to go in and quickly upgrade the doors. This is generally what I do as soon as I can. This improves the doors to blast doors. And the reason for that is if anybody teleports onto our ship with the standard doors, they can just walk through and get wherever they want. This, by upgrading it, impedes their progress, so they have to actually break through the doors, which gives us time to kill them or suffocate them or whatever. Over here is my shields. This is my hull. When this goes, we're dead. This is my fuel. These are how many missiles we've got. These are drone parts, which I haven't really used. This is our scrap, which we're going to collect by killing people. And evasion and oxygen levels. So, let's jump somewhere. Okay, that's good. Straight up here we've got a distress beacon. This is our ship here. And this is we have to basically make it to the exit. But we don't want to go straight to the exit. because we might miss out on some goodies. So we want to explore a little before we go there. So let's go have a look at this distress beacon. We lost one fuel because it costs one fuel to move to another system, so we have to keep an eye on that. Okay, we follow the distress beacon to a small asteroid belt. There's a small ship struggling to maneuver through the field. They message you, help, our shields are down and I don't know how much longer we can last. Now, these are the options we can take. We can try and shield them with our ship to escort them out of the field, or we can just leave them to it. If we try to escort them out, there's a sort of random element of chance, because I've done this a few times. It could be that we manage to get them out safely, take no damage, and we get a reward, or it could be that we take some damage trying to get them out, or it could be that we take a lot of damage and they die. We're going to risk it anyway because it's early on and we're on easy, so let's see what we get. So there we go, I just took 2 hull damage. We succeeded in preventing them from being entirely destroyed, but our ship took a number of hits in the process. They offer some of the scrap and fuel they'll mine out the asteroid as thanks. 5 fuel, 28 scrap. It's not a bad reward for 2 damage really. It generally costs about 3 scrap I think to heal a unit of hull, so we did quite well out there. We can't actually repair the hull though until we find a shop, so we will need to keep an eye out for one of them. Let's go have a look around this top side. Okay, this is a fairly common situation that occurs. An automated rebel ship. So we need to. Should we attack it? Yeah, we might as well. So we'll attack it. Alright, it's got no shields. I'll just pause quickly. It's got no shields. You can see, because our scanners are online, this is its engine system, this is its navigation, and this is weapons. So we're good to just concentrate all our fire straight onto weapons. And in fact, I'm just going to use the burst laser, because the problem with the Artemis missile is it uses ammo, which, missiles, which we want to try and save for enemies who've got shields. So we'll just attack with the burst laser, and we'll hope we don't take too much damage. The burst laser is infinite ammo. So this starts to lock on, and once it's got a lock on, it will fire. Oh my god. Well, we've just taken his weapons down, that's good, but you'll see he's just put a hole in our engine deck. So I'm going to send these 2 guys straight over there to fix that before the oxygen leaks out, because that's bad news. His weapons are down now, and we'll target them again, so if they do come back online, we'll just take them straight back down. So these guys now are fixing this, and hopefully their health won't start to go down. And there you go, the ship's destroyed, that's good, and I think they've managed to fix that. Okay, so we managed to update our map, and we got 13 scrap from there. That's not a bad little reward. That worked, that's excellent, so we'll send these back to their stations. I can't remember who was on which system now. Never mind, we'll just send them either way. You notice the little guys have these symbols to the right, which I can move over. So they actually do level up. If you manage to keep them on one system for long enough, they will actually level up and get better at it. So we want to keep the same guy on shields, and then he will eventually level up and become better at keeping the shields online. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes because I've never had anybody level up yet. So, oh god. Right, so our map's now been updated so we can see an awful lot of stuff. So we can see there's a store over there, so we want to head towards that way. We want to come downwards. These ones with the orange here, we don't want to go to these. Those are really dangerous with the orange circle. It looks like we're not going to be able to avoid them. Eye on the start bar. This is horrific. These are like the worst locations ever. Alright, we'll come down to this one, and we'll see where that lets us go. Okay, a mercenary hails you. Greetings, friend. We've heard tell of your quest and are here to offer our valuable services. So we can hire him to delay the rebels or scout the sector. We don't need to do either of those. We could fight him, but I'm not going to, because I get the feeling we're about to take a lot of damage anyway, so let's not risk taking any more. I can't reach that, which I was hoping I could, so we're going to have to go past one of these. God. This warning system here, this red bit, this is the rebels. They're beginning to catch us up. Now our choices are to go here, which is very close to a sun, which is really dangerous because solar flares start fires on your ship, and we're going to take a hell of a lot of damage if we do that. This one here is a nebula. Luckily we can see that there's a ship on there, so we're going to have to fight next to the sun, whereas here there doesn't look to be a ship, so we might go away without a fight. It does say, however, that the nebula is experiencing an ion storm, and that's the worst situation to be in for a fight. I would rather be there for a fight, but we're going to risk it. It doesn't like there's a ship there. We'll go down, have a look. Right, this is the nebula. Jump into the middle of a plasma storm. Multiple recently incapacitated ships. Shall we search the wreckage? Yeah, let's risk it. Ooh! We found an intact weapon, a heavy ion. Okay. Now we can stay here without any risk. It's only risky when we're in combat here. If we'd gone to the sun instead, we couldn't just sit here like this because the ship would just continue to take damage. So this is a nebula, and we'll quickly run through what the nebula is. First of all, you'll notice our sensors are offline. Excuse me. Our sensors are offline. We can't see the rest of the ship, so we don't know what's going on in there. And if we were in a fight, we wouldn't be able to tell what's going on in the enemy ship either. But worse than that, if we were in a fight and an enemy shot us and it started a fire, or it made a leak like it did in the engine room in the last fight, I wouldn't know about it. So that's sort of the danger. A fire could spread through half the ship without me even realising. The other thing is, because it's a plasma storm as well, our reactor is only at half power. Which means, oh my god, if I pause the game quickly, because I wasn't paying attention, some of our systems are offline. So I'm just going to quickly drop our shields and put the oxygen back on, because our oxygen level just dropped to 39% while I was talking. And we're going to have to put the engine online, at least one barge, so we can escape from here. So you see, if this was a fight, we would be without shields for the entire fight. So yeah, that was risky. This is why I don't like areas with a plasma storm, because one of the first things it tends to do is take off your oxygen, and if you don't remember, you've got no oxygen. We've only got one weapon online, so we'd have had to fight with no shields and just the burst laser. Right, I'll let the oxygen tick up a bit before we move on. We have got 75 scrap. I'm not going to spend any of that on upgrades yet, because when we get to that store, there's a chance they might have some advanced equipment that we can buy. And especially in this first nebula where it's not so dangerous, it's probably worth saving up and having a look what they've got before we decide whether to upgrade our systems or not. So, yeah, everything looks fine again. So the rebel fleet's catching up. They have actually slowed down a bit because we're in a nebula. That does actually slow the fleet down. But as soon as we're out of here, they're going to start catching up again. So we've essentially hidden from their sensors there. Yeah, you'll see we can actually go back to where the rebels are, but if we're in the red zone, we have to fight the rebels. We don't want to fight the rebels right now. We're not in a good position to do that. An automated rebel scout is attacking a small refueling outpost. So there's a good chance if we intervene to defend the outpost, we'll get some fuel out of it. Sounds good to me. So we'll intervene, and then we'll quickly pause and get all the bloody systems back online. Oh, I didn't look at the heavy iron as well. Ooh, that is nice. Yeah, we might upgrade our weapon systems before anything else and use that. It's a good little weapon. It can drop their shields, which allows us to use the burst laser straight on, and it doesn't waste missiles like the Artemis does. Right. What have they got? They've got shields, so we're going to have to attack them. We'll prepare to take their weapons down, I reckon. They've only got one shield bar, so once we're through it, the lasers should all hit the weapons. Okay, so they've got an iron cannon, that's what that was. That'll just take our shield down temporarily. Oh, and a beam weapon. That wasn't nice. But we've taken down their shields and weapons, so they're pretty much dead. We'll hit their shields again just to make sure they don't come back up. So we took a little bit of hull damage there. Everything else is fine. We've got 2 missiles, 1 drone parts, 15 scrap, and some fuel, drone parts and scrap as a reward from the outpost as well. So that's excellent. We're up to 113, which is great. We've only taken about 4 damage. We've got 9 missiles, 19 fuel, everything's looking fairly groovy. So we want to work our way up towards the store. We want to sell those drone parts for fuel. Well, I don't want the drone parts, so we'll reject that and jump again. We'll hit this before we go to the store. We might as well do our exploring before we go to the store, then if we take damage at least we can repair it all. What's this, a Federation scout and it's hostile? No, it's a pirate, he must have stolen the ship. And they've shut down our engines, which, you know, is not a huge problem. So, let's have a look. They've taken off 1 bar of engine. That doesn't matter to us. There's nothing too scary on there. We'll bomb their shields. And then we'll prepare to shoot their weaponry. There we go. I usually let the missile go before I fire the lasers. Mainly because sometimes it will miss, in which case I might want to shoot the shields with the lasers rather than the weapons. And sometimes, yeah, they're dead. Okay, yeah, we got some scrap off them. They did actually hit our navigation there and the pilot repaired it. But he has taken some damage, he's on 85 health. So we're going to quickly send him to heal up. We'll put the power back on the medbay. Yeah, sometimes the Artemis missile will miss and sometimes it will hit and they'll manage to get their shields straight back on, so it's always worth waiting. The Artemis is also pretty slow. If you fire the burst lasers straight away, sometimes they'll hit because the shield, because it will still be active, and we don't want that. There we go, everything's back to normal. They're catching up reasonably fast. 1, 2. Yeah, we've got time to explore that. And then we'll go to the store. Okay, these guys want us to pay a toll to get past them. Screw that. We shall fight them instead. Ooh, what are they firing? They've taken our oxygen offline, oh no. Well, let's see if we can play at that game. Let's see how you like it with no oxygen. There we go, they're dead. I mean, as I say, these early battles are fairly easy if you're playing on easy mode, which we are. I'm going to risk it. We're going to go 1 more and then come back to the store. If we do end up fighting the rebels on this first sector, it's not the end of the world. We should be able to survive. Okay, forward scout of the rebel fleet. And they're trying to escape, so we want to try and take their engines down as well as their weaponry and shields. They've also got a drone here. That's bad news. These are the things that will end up killing you. So we also need to take down their drones. So the first thing we'll do is we'll bomb their shields. And then we'll fire and take out the drones, because that's going to keep repeatedly attacking us and weakening our shields, which lets their weapons get through. Which, here we go. Bang. Right, we'll try and take their drone down. There we go. That's deactivated their drone. So, next... Oh god. Okay. Fire's broken out in the weapons bay there. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to send him to help. And you'll notice one of the bars has gone down. We've just lost access to the Artemis missiles, but we've still got the burst laser online. If they were the other way around, I would have lost the burst laser, so we would have only had the Artemis to attack with. We'll target their weapon systems, and they're almost dead. These guys are taking some damage there. Let's pull them out. Oh god. Alright, all our weapons are offline, that's not good. We need to sort this fire out. Let's do this. We're going to flood that like that. So now all the doors are open, so the vacuum of space is going to enter, the oxygen levels will drop, and fire can't burn if there's no oxygen. Let's power up the med bay, get those 2 healed, because we're going to have to send them back in to repair that system. So we've pretty much crippled both ships here. This happens an awful lot. So as soon as that fire's out, We'll close all the doors. Send them in to fix it. Oh, they've taken my sensors off. Let's get that fixed quick. Oh no, and they've escaped. Oh no.